Lynn Swann's pursuit of a football was beautiful and breathtaking, and his moves seemed to be designed by a choreographer. Swann was an entertainer in the truest sense of the word, and he performed with the gift of grab.
You have to be born a swan, okay? I mean, it's I couldn't invent that. You've got to be born with a good name that says that you're graceful. Once you've got the name, and your parents did a good job on that, the rest is making it seem effortless, making it seem like you're not working as hard as you really are. What set me apart was my ability to take that style into a place where it didn't belong, which is in the middle. I'd go up for the ball. I'd take that style in. I'd go up in the air for a ball. If it was low, I'd go down for it. And people would look at me and they'd say, and they still say it today, you're too small. You can't go across the middle. I always thought you were bigger. Size was motivation to play, because when I was growing up, I was smaller than all my friends who were older, and so I was always constantly proving that I was tough enough to go in and do it.
I don't think he was known as a tough receiver. I think he probably didn't receive enough credit for that.
Defensive backs would sometimes look at me and say, well, I can knock that out of you. I can take it away from you. And year after year, I was still able to do it.
He was the most incredibly talented individual I've ever seen. He could do things that other people just couldn't do. I mean, I don't think Paul Warfield could have made some of those catches. I don't think Stallworth could. I don't think, you could name all the great ones, and I think only Swann could have made those catches. And it was a body control thing. It was like a Baryshnikov. I mean, he could leap and catch a ball that maybe was catchable, but wasn't catchable, and still keep your feet in bounds. And the great ability to leap and relax and still focus and catch the ball.
He was a type of receiver who enlarged the quarterback's target tremendously because of his leaping ability.
Because of Swann's leaping ability, he had a very, very unique way to catch the ball, and that was Bradshaw would throw the ball high, expecting Lynn to jump up and catch it with his hands, but what he would do, he'd leap up and catch it inside of his body and completely protected.
Whenever you go for a ball in traffic, the ball is the most important thing in the world. You go up with your whole body. You bring that ball in like you're catching a punt. And when someone comes in to hit you when you're in that position, your whole body collapsing over the football protects it. And it protects you at the same time.
Never could get him, you know. I was always disappointed at Lynn.
Swann often had the last laugh with defensive backs who failed in their attempts to ground him. He was such a superb athlete, he could have pursued a different calling in the world of ballet, but instead chose football to express his artistry.
If I wasn't going to be a professional dancer, then let my athletic play be put to music and let me dance then.
For this Baryshnikov and cleats, all the field's a stage, although even the most graceful athletes have their klutzy moments. For 9 seasons, Lynn Swann lived in the sky for one precious moment after another. But when championships were contested, he literally rose to the occasion. He was the epitome of the big game player, and in Super Bowl X against Dallas, Swann put on an extraordinary aerial display. Right from the start, he was invincible.
We're in the Super Bowl. I was motivated to play. I said to myself, I've got to make the first catch. And that ball could have been thrown anywhere. And, you know, something inside of me would have said, you have to make the catch.
Mark Washington for the Dallas Cowboys was covering, and you couldn't cover him any better. And he reached out of bounds
And at this time, his entire body was out of bounds. When he came down, both feet were in bounds. And I saw it.
It wasn't going to be an ordinary afternoon. I think I knew at that point.
En route to the most valuable player honors, Swann hauled in a game-winning touchdown with his typical flair for showmanship.
It was one of the greatest feelings in the world. You turn around and you see your whole team running at you. It's like you raise your hand and you say, yes, yes, this is it. This is what it's all about. This is what you're waiting for in your entire life, in your career. People will make other spectacular catches. There'll be game-winning catches. But Super Bowl 10, that Sunday, that was my day. Forever.